Hello everybody, what's up? How's it going? Welcome to a Directly to You Let's Play video. This is kind of equivalent to a review sort of thing. We don't really do reviews with Fanatics 4 particularly, but we're going to possibly start doing things a little bit like this, where we'll do something like this. And also, you probably came over here, hopefully I'd guess, from the Fanatics 4 video that just got put up same time as this one did, which is around SteamWorld Quest and some other related things as well. If you haven't seen that yet, go and check it out. That would be great. But this is just something a lot more casual. That talks about some things in specific and in depth about the game in certain areas, but this is just us taking a look at it. So in case you wanted some extra footage, you didn't know for sure if you wanted to buy it or not yet, I've been playing it. I'm on chapter 9, and let's take a look and see it. So right now we are on just the home screen so that you can see the icon and stuff like that. Gonna click into it. Chapter 9, back to school. Here we go. All right. We don't know these people. Oh, we did. We briefly saw them a minute ago. There might. Yeah. Here's all of our people. Copernicus says, wow, after doing my best to leave the shackles of this place behind me, I burglarized my way back in. We're back at their school right now. Very fun. Her school specifically. Oh, Copernica, I'm just happy you're not like these snooty brats. Yeah, it's okay. Right back to school. Let's do this. All right, good stuff. So, yeah, now that we're in gameplay, I do like that, there is an overworld to walk around in. I feel like some games like this could sometimes be, like, I don't know, Sushi Striker, for example, is one that I thought of where it's pretty much just like, there's technically a map, but you're just going from, you know, challenge to challenge to challenge, as opposed to actually having areas to walk around in and explore. So there's actually, I don't think I can access it from in here, but when you finish a chapter, it'll tell you what percentage completion you have of that one, so that then you can go back and find more secrets and stuff. And they're not always very easy to find. I think there's still a couple chapters that I haven't found all the things, so I need to do that. So yes, I do like that there's an overworld. There's also a run button, which, you know, is just always good. So here we go. And then there's things like this. Some piles of books and whatnot. Oh, some things. Loose lips of alloquy. Attention all students, by decree of your headmistress. Burner Disciple is removed from the course list and replaced by Body, Soul, and Gold. All right. Huh. What kind of lesson is this? It sounds almost like that voice struck a chord with you. It probably did, I'm guessing. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's move on. Copernica. She went to this school, obviously. Confounding. Yeah, so 3 of these people are from a small town. You find that out in the early chapters. Sometimes those books have like coins come out of them and stuff like that, so that's why I like them. Or sometimes they'll hide things. I don't know if I can talk to that. Nope, can't talk to those lips. All right, there's a bunch of different ways we can go. Let's just go right and see what's going on. Great choice. Treasure chest, right off the bat. Found spiked collar. Dope. I'm gonna equip that to someone. Okay, everybody's got 2 things, so hers... Extra health, spiked collar, critical chance. Ooh, definitely going to this guy. Let's see. So that grants a small chance to counterattack for 100%. That said, that is pretty good too. Yeah, let's give it to him. Critical chance up. It's not a bad thing. So the game, just kind of talking about it a little bit, it's an RPG, obviously, as you can tell by having levels and things like that, but it's definitely unique. So if you don't know anything about it at all, there's a card-based mechanic that as soon as we find somebody to fight, you'll see what that's like. I don't know what's in this bookcase. The Shadow over Alcidia. Cool. The day will come when Algeron lays down the chains and our world breaks. Encouraging. Okay, cool. I feel like there's probably a secret around here somewhere, but I don't know where, so I'm just gonna ignore it and keep on keeping on. So this game is $25 on the eShop. Also comes out on the 25th. Oh, okay. So that guy, that was an enemy, obviously, as you could tell. I'm gonna make sure, actually, you can only have 3 people in your active party. And I know that guy specifically, at least, is weak to frost. So, and I know he's got a bunch of frost stuff. She's got a bunch of frost stuff. So that's solid for me. So I'm gonna go back in, and then you notice right now he's turned around. Okay, so he notices me, and I'm gonna leave. I could have attacked then, but I was explaining it instead. So I'm gonna come back, And it's just a little thing. It doesn't really do a huge difference. I'm going to give him a second. But if you sneak up on them, it starts out the battle. Goodness gracious. If you sneak up on them, it starts the battle out with them with a little bit less health. So there you go. Okay, cool. Some various dudes and dudettes. So yeah, you can tell. Here, let's do this. I'm going to hit the plus button, do some of this action. And this guy, I know you can tell from these things, there's a lot of numbers. Sorry about that. You just have to figure it out, I guess. He's immune a little bit to fire, very weak to frost, and immune a little bit to arcane stuff. And then other stuff is just his details. But yeah, like I said, because I punched him right at the beginning, their health is a little bit low to start out with, which is wonderful. So the combat system, it's a card-based system, but it's more like just a regular card game, you know, deck building in real life. So as opposed to, I talked in the other video a little bit about like Sticker Star and Color Splash, that kind of stuff, where you use up cards. You don't need to be afraid of that. Each of these people, I should have gone in the menu and shown you ahead of time, but we'll take a look at it right afterwards. Each of your characters have 8 cards. They have a lot of different cards they can choose from, but you can associate 8 cards with them as like, these are the cards that are going to be in their rotation. And so those are the ones that you're going to battle with. So you really only have 24 cards that you're playing with at any given time. So you can see here, I've got 6 right here. I've got 2, I can't point to it on over there. Doesn't help at all. 2 that you can rotate in, and then 18 more. Yeah, that's more than 24. I did math wrong, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Oh, no, yes, that it is 24 because the 2 doesn't get counted into that equation. Neat. So what I'm going to do, and another neat mechanic, is that with these cards that you're playing, if you use 3 from the same hero in one turn, you can only pick 3 in a turn, and there's also gears. I'll show that in a second. So I'm going to pick Armely, this, I think, woman, I'm pretty sure. Armely's, I'm pretty sure, there you go, whatever, is kind of, you know, she's head, so she kind of helps punch people right in the face. And I'm going to do this. So I'm going to do Double Edge, which does a little bit, it's kind of like Pokemon, does a little bit to you as well. Actually, I'm going to rotate out one of these cards to see if there's something else better I can get. Yes, perfect. So to victory. So there's some cards up at the top left of that card. You can see there's a little gear icon. So that means, or a wrench or whatever, which means that it's just a regular kind of card. This one here is another kind of attack. This one does like buffs and things like that. This one does attacks. And then these other guys that have gears on the right-hand side means that you have to charge up a certain number of gears. So if I use this one, which doesn't cost any gears at all, then it charges up 1 gear, as you can see up at the top of the screen there. So it charges up 1 gear, so now I can use something that requires only 1 gear. But there's some cards that require 4 gears, or some like this one that uses as many as you have, and it powers up accordingly. So I'm gonna do this to victory, which is up attack for everybody, double edge to this guy, and then intercept, which does a decent chunk of damage and also possibly flinches, which is good. So there we go. And then because I used all 3 Armely's moves, then Armely gets an extra attack that's a specific bonus that's associated with that weapon that they have. So you can buy different weapons in shops and things like that. So yep, looks good. Finish turn. Let's do it. All right, so Armely goes to victory. Everybody gets strong. You hit things. I take a little bit of damage. That's okay. Okay, flinched, which is great for that guy. Lionheart, kablamo. All right, that guy heals himself. No big deal. Also heals himself, herself. It's a blob. I don't know. It's something. The reason it was especially good for that bomb guy to flinch is that it only takes 3 turns, and then it'll just explode pretty much. So it's like a, you know, like a grappler using explosion kind of situation where it'll use harden 3 times in a row and then explode. So if I don't kill it before that, it does a decent chunk of damage. It's not too bad, but it's a good amount. So I'm actually going to get rid of this one. So you can get rid of 2 cards a turn, and some cards change that. And then let's do, I won't be able to do exactly what I want. So I'm going to also get rid of, this is actually a good card, but I'm not going to use it right now. Perfect. Okay, awesome. These guys, I believe, are weak to electric. Magnificent. Wonderful. So again, this one doesn't require any gear, so it builds up a gear. So I'm going to use some of her attacks. Use that guy on this guy because he's weak to it. Also use Book Bash, kind of just arbitrarily. I'll do it on just to be safe. and then Creeping Cold, which he is weak to. So there we go. Let's do that. And then her bonus move from using all Copernicus stuff is to do a mana barrier for everybody. So there you see that. Bingo bango. Creeping Cold. Yeah, and that one also does additional attack to somebody else, even though the blob thingies are a little bit immune to it. Also, if you like this kind of video, let us know. I'm just talking while they're doing things too, because I don't know, we definitely don't have to do them, but it's fun. So if nothing else, that, and it's just fun to, you know, talk at things. I like talking, if you couldn't tell by, you know, podcasts and whatnot. All right, so ironically, at this point, actually, ice isn't my best thing anymore. So I'm gonna go back to this face dude, Armely, chick, lady, person, something, robot. It's a robot. And I will have just enough to use both of these, so that's perfect. I'm gonna focus on one, just kind of try to get it knocked out. So use something else to increase my strength again. Just coughing, you know, no big deal. All right, cool. That was very good. My audio cut out for a minute, so there you go. It just cut out for a minute, but it's back. And it was going on, so we'll just deal with that as well. All right, let me finish up this battle real quick, and we'll get this show on the road, and I'll show you a couple more things. All right, so that was, yeah, that's the thing. I'm not getting the best cards right now. I switched out stuff, and I'm not thinking super clearly just because of, you know, doing the video as well as other things. So that is okay. Okay, I'm trying to get all these ice ones out, but I've got so many ice things. So I'm going to use that. Also going to use this. Oh, and that's perfect. Okay. This one actually, to show just an extra thing too, you can see there's a little person's face on here. So this one, right next to the 361 there in that bit, you see Armely's face. So that means if you use an Armely attack before you use this card, it'll bump it up a little bit more, which is very nice. So I'm going to use Fixer, which gives me 2 gears. Ba-ba-da-ba. Cool, cool, cool. Use Heroic Strike, which does a something, and Gigaton Punch, which now will do more, although it's resisting it a little bit, and it's poison, so it's going to die as soon as this turn is over. Dead. Wonderful. All right, that's it. Yeah. Again, so you obviously gain experience and stuff. You can grind at this game, but it sort of tries to prohibit you from doing too much, just because if you come back and fight, so I've got, you know, 4 people in my party, but if I come back and do another battle, those 3 people got experience from that one dude, but then from those, you know, that one fight specifically. But then if I come back around with Auric in there instead, he'll get a lot of experience from that fight again, but the other ones won't because they've already had that fight. So they'll still get some experience, but not very much. So it tries to keep you roughly leveled without, you know, doing some of the annoying grindy stuff going through there. So let me punch these guys in first. Yeah, 27 golds. All right. Thunderstorm. Okay, deals 75% magic as storm damage to a random foe 4 times, and hits additionally if Auric had gone already in that turn. So this is something. So now here, we'll just check out these cards. I mean, I've shown a lot of the kind of base parts of it. The world itself is actually really cool. I like the music as well. Just the storytelling is really neat. But yeah, the cards themselves, and there's cool bosses and stuff as well. I feel like, I don't know, just the mechanics are fun and feel like it keeps getting more evolved. I'm chapter 9 in, and I think there's at least 4 more chapters, I think, or 3 more chapters after this one. So yeah, the cards scale with you, which is phenomenal. So you level up, but then the cards, like if I look at this one here, it said all the numbers in here are percentages. It's not just like a fixed number, because otherwise, again, I mentioned this in the other video that I talk about, but if it was just a fixed number, then a card would just be pretty useless pretty early on, because you'd get to harder enemies, and then you do something that does, you know, 20 damage or something, which early on is a whole lot, but then later isn't much. So bringing it back to Pokemon, kind of like a Dragon Rage situation, where if you had that on level 3 something, that's awesome. You're going to kill everything, you know, very, very early on in the game. But then once you get towards the end, it, you know, isn't that powerful. It's useful, but not like super powerful or OP or whatever. So the fact that these scales, like this one here, the Heroic Strike, when I first started, I think that did like 13 damage or something. And now the same exact card does 114 damage. So, and this is where you go to build your decks as well. So I have 8 cards for Armily. And I can take some of those out and replace it with something else. I personally like to try to keep roughly 4 that don't use gears. So these 4 here, 4 that don't use gears, and then 4 cards that do use gears. So I've got 2 intercept in there, but overall there's 4 actual cards, or, you know, that would get played. One of them is just a duplicate. And you could also, some of these cards, you know, have multiples. Like I could have up to 4 Bravados and 4 Heroic Strikes and 4 Brave Busters, but then only 1 Aspiring Hero, that kind of stuff. So then I go in and let's take a look at the new card we just got for her, Thunderstorm. Yeah, I'll stick that in there. Why not? Take out one of these Blizzards because I don't really need that too much. That was just something I needed in there for a little bit. She's also got fire stuff, and then Auric is actually really fun to play with as well. So that's, you know, that's some of the game. It's fun. It's really enjoyable. I'm enjoying it a lot. The exploration is neat. I don't know what's down here. Guys, there's people down there. I'm gonna fight them later. But I mean, I started now, but I'm not gonna actually do it quite yet. That's pretty much the game, gist of it, more or less. I'm sure there's other things. There's obviously things I'm forgetting, but the story building, like I said, is really cool. It's image informed, so they did SteamWorld Dig and all those games, and their writing is just really funny a lot of the time, which I appreciate personally, because humor is good for jokes, which are good for me. Let me know if you're interested in this game at all. I definitely think if you are, you should go pick it up on the 25th of this month, April. That's the one. Same day as Endgame. So have fun watching that, because I will. And if you're not interested in it, that's all right too. Just leave some comments down below. Let me know specifically if you're interested in watching more of these videos. If you're not, again, I'm just playing games, so it's, you know, up to you guys whether you want it to be shown to you or just to me and my face by myself, because that's entirely possible. So that's it for me. All right, be sure to check out the other video if you haven't already. Subscribe to this channel as well and follow our podcast, because it's just fun to listen to podcasts and talking a little bit more unedited, unfiltered, a little bit filtered, I guess, but mostly not. So that's fun. All right, that's it for me. See you guys later.